This week, I'll be creating another DIY display case. Honestly, I don't know if it would create that effect. Alright, so basically this is the look. Hello, it's me, Mimim, and welcome to my world. So for this week's video, this is another series of videos where in the part 1, I DIY a display case, and then on the part 2, I unbox the figures that I'll be putting in that display case. I really enjoy making these series of videos, and hopefully you guys are following the DIY steps that I provide, and hopefully you guys have recreated those display case. This week, I'll be creating another DIY display case, but this time around, I want to create like a grungy, city-style look, like a back alley where all of the cool kids hang around. This theme is actually quite like a departure from the rest of the display cases that I have done so far. It is quite different. I'm trying to incorporate some steps to recreate some effects that I am imagining in my head, but honestly, I don't know if it would create that effect. But I guess there's no better way to find out than now. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Alright everyone, so these are all of the items that we would need for this DIY display case. So first and foremost, we need a ruler, and then we would need some glitter pens, specifically the silver glitter pen, because we'll be using this to make some lines. And silver pens are not that visible like after, when everything is done. Silver pen is less visible compared to, a black pen. So we'll be using this. And then next, we have here like a regular pencil, just to get the sizes of everything, to trace anything. So yeah, we could just use a regular pencil. And then we have here some brushes. I have like 3 different sizes. This is for like the wider parts, and these are to give like more details and stuff. But you could just stick with one brush if you just have one brush. And then we would need some glue, and we would need some gray paints over here. Fun fact, I went through a lot of stores just to find this gray acrylic paint. I was running out of stores, and I was thinking maybe I should just mix black and white just to get the gray, but I was thinking it won't be that consistent of a gray, so I went to the mall to get this specific gray. And yeah, it was just available in just one store. So yeah, I think it would be available online. It would be much easier for you to find. But yeah, we would need a gray paint. And then we need some handy dandy scissors, pair of scissors. And then a glue gun, because we need to glue on some of these items over here onto the display case. And then we need some tape just to cover some parts of the display case when we get to painting, just to make sure that those parts would remain untouched, And because I'm not that perfect with painting, I would need this like a guideline so that I could just peel it off and that part won't have any paint on it. And then we'll be moving on to these exciting things over here. So we could use these sands over here. I bought this like gray sand, and I use this for my Addams Family display case. So I use this, and I also bought like a black sand over here. I'm planning to have this as a base and sprinkle this on top just to give some dimensions onto the design, but we'll see how that turns out. And while using this sand, I have here like a small sifter. I'm trying this method out because the last time I used these sands, I was just pouring them on top of the display case, and I found that there are some chunks forming, so hopefully this sifter would help. And then these are so cute. These are miniature bricks, you guys, and they're literally made out of clay. Look at that. My god, they are so cute. And these are such a pain to install. I just know, because these are so small and I have like really big fingers. So I have here some tweezers so that I could just use this to, pick a brick up and put it down onto the design. But if you don't have these, it would just be okay. These are just optional. I just have really big fingers, so these would help me a lot. But without these, you could still install these, but it would take more time. And then these are the accessories for this display case. First, we have here like a really cute bike. Look at that, you guys. It's so cute. It's a miniature bike. I don't know if it goes like that or that. I think like that. But the wheels actually turn, you guys. Oh my god. The pedals actually work. Okay, that's exciting. So, yeah, this is the bike, a miniature bike. And then we have here a miniature, I don't know what this is called. I'm blanking on it. Like a scooter. This is, for me, a scooter. It looks so cute. And then we have a really cool accessory over here as well. This is like a miniature boombox. Oh my god, it is so cute. And the handle, oh my god, it moves. It looks so cute. So these are the accessories for this display case. And then we would need some paper over here. This is just a regular white cartolina. I've cut this out already. So this is the size of some parts of the display case. And we would need a blue felt paper, just like what we used with our past project. So this is a light blue felt paper. All right, I'm so excited to get these started. Let's go. All right, so the first thing that we will do is use our gray acrylic paint right over here. Let's pour some. So you would also need like a random, plastic. So for this one, we'll be painting everything gray. So let's start with the bottom part. Let's start with a thin first layer first. Let's just cover everything and make sure to cover the edges as well, because most of the time those are the obvious bald spots when painting. Just with any painting that you would be doing, just do like one direction of stroke just so that it won't be messy, Be careful on the edges because you would be spilling over some paint over there, but we will be painting over that. But sometimes when it is quite thick, the paint is quite thick, it would dry up and it would bulge up over here. So as much as you can, just, be careful not to spill over onto the other sides. On these parts of the steps, just make sure that you're not putting a lot of paint into this notch over here, because that's where the steps would come in. So if you put in a lot of paint over here, that would just block the steps, So as much as you can, avoid getting paint in there. And as you can see, this gray is kind of translucent. There is a lot of the wood texture going through. So I think you would need to put on like 2 to 3 layers or even more. But I think 2 to 3 layers would be good enough. I would just need to put on more gray paint just to cover these parts, you know, because there's a lot of wood coming through there. I just need to, you know, level everything. All right, I think this looks good already for the first layer. I know there are a lot of bald spots, but we'll be going over that with another layer of gray paint. So you will be doing this all throughout with the back part, the front part, the upper part, the side part as well. So everything. So you need to paint everything in gray. So again, just do 2 to 3 layers and you'll be good. Okay, so while we have our paint over here, this gray paint, we'll be painting over the bottom part as well. So this is the bottom part of the display case. These are the notches for the side part, and this is the notches for the back part of the display case. And these notches are for the door. So you could, you know, have the hinge here, open it from the left side, my left side, and you could have an option to have the hinge over here and open it from the right side, my right side. So this is the bottom part. So we'll be painting the inside of the display case and not include the outer parts. So to do that, we need to cover these parts with tape. This is a masking tape. So I'm just trying to cover these parts. Just making sure that the last part of the tape is the last, you know, part of the notch. Let's cut this over here. So hopefully this tape would be protecting this part from getting any paints. So let's cover the back part as well. Again, find the line of the notches. There you go. Let's cut over here as well. And then again, we'll be covering this part as well. Hopefully I'm putting tape on a straight line. Hopefully. Make sure to tap everything down so that, you know, there won't be any paint spilling over. Hopefully. And the last part is the front part. All right, here you go. So this is the general guideline. So the tapes, we don't need to paint over there. So hopefully these tapes would protect these parts. And then you would just proceed to painting this over, just like the steps. Okay, so now we have this step over here. It's all dried up. So we have painted gray all over it. So now we can proceed to the next step. So the next part is to put on some glue on the top part, the front part, and the side part of this step. We won't be putting some glue on the back part because that's just the back part, okay? So let's start. Let's put on some glue. Make sure to get all the edges of this step. First, you get some glue everywhere on the edges, and then do like a zigzag. Put just enough glue, but not too much glue because it would take time for it to dry up. So just spread this all over just to make sure that every nook and cranny of this step is covered in glue, and there's no like these bubbles. Cover all of those because that would mean there won't be any sand sticking onto those. So just make sure that you distribute every glue everywhere. Make sure the edges, again, those are important. All right, now that the step is all covered in glue, just get like a random paper just to catch all the extra sand that would be poured all over. So let's open this gray sand here. And what I'll be doing is using this sifter just to shake everything like that, like so. And then we would be pouring this like that. So this is like the first layer. And then we'll be putting on black sand as well over here. So I poured out the gray sand off camera. Now we'll be pouring over black sand to give that, more texture onto this step. Hopefully this works. This is my first time doing this, like layering of materials. Hopefully it still sticks. The goal is hopefully there is some black that would stick in there just to give it more texture. So here's to this experiment. Ooh, there's a lot of black sticking. Oh, nope. My god, there's a lot of the black coming out. Wait, let me pour this more there. There are some gray peeking out, but I guess let's see. I'll just let this dry up and see what sticks, because some of this, when dried up, some of this won't stick. So let's see. So you'll just be doing this onto the other parts as well. So the front part, again the side part, and I think that's it. And speaking of this part of the process, you would also do this onto the bottom part where we taped up the edges and painted onto the middle part. You would also do this sanding, putting on sand onto the parts of the display case. Oh, there's already some coming off. We'll see how this would turn out. All right, now we're into the most difficult part of this DIY display case. We have here some miniature bricks over here. So the goal is to have like a brick wall on top of this white cartolina. I don't know why I'm doing this to myself. There is an actual, like just sticker paper of a brick wall that you could just stick just one go. But for me, having these miniature bricks adds a more depth to it, more life to it. But I am also choosing the white cartolina because, bricks are laid on top of cement. So the goal is to have the bricks over here and have some gaps on the bricks and have the white showing. And that serves as like the cement that they are built on top of each other. This is actually difficult, not just because we need to lay down every brick on top of this, and I have like really huge fingers. I would need these, but we need to measure everything because we can't just put all the bricks over here and it would look wonky, So we need to have like some measurements. We need to measure one miniature brick over here. Okay, so this is one miniature brick. It looks so cute. So we need to measure this in millimeters. So the height is around 6 millimeters. That's more than its size, but we'll just be using 6 millimeters so that there would be some space in between the bricks. And then the width is 12 millimeters. So we need to divide this cartolina onto like guides. So I think like we need to have 7 millimeters every line and then draw a line over there. Okay, this would be a lot. Okay, so I did everything off camera because it would take hours, and this video would have been like an hour to show you each and every step that I did. But as you can see, I have some guidelines over here already. I used the silver pen over here So again, the height of this miniature brick is around 6 millimeters. So I used 7 millimeters each, just so that there would be some distance of each bricks. Let me show you guys. So we have the bricks over here. So the bricks would be laid down. I don't know if you could see it, but for example, it would be laid down like that. So the next one would have some distance from the other. So just like that. So there would be some space and some white showing, and that would recreate like a brick wall, an actual brick wall. I measured around 4 millimeters on the side, just so that the bricks wouldn't be starting like all the way just like that. So that would be kind of boring. So I put like 4 millimeters of space on every other line, so that a brick would be laying down like that, and then the other brick would be laying down like that. So it won't be that uniform. Can you guys see the vision? Just like that. See? So this white would be showing, and it would be like the cement. Beside each brick, you would need to leave out some white space also, again to mimic that cement effect, and the white would be coming through the bricks. So yeah, this would be really difficult. That's why I need to use this, just so that it would be more manageable with me trying to arrange everything, trying to keep everything in line as well. Hopefully you get the gist of what we're doing here and what we're trying to replicate. Again, I know there is like a sticker, a brick wall sticker that you could just put on, but I think this adds more character to it. And you would need these bricks. I think if I counted well using the measurements, you would need around 300 pieces of bricks, and these packs come in 50s. And then you would need a lot of glue. The glue was missing, so you would need glue, to glue all of these down. And then lastly, you would need a lot of patience. So this meticulous part of the DIY is for the back part of the display case. So this would be the background of this display case, which hopefully it would work. Just imagine the background would be like a brick wall, and it would be actual miniature bricks made out of actual clay. Okay, so the last part of the display case that we'll be doing a DIY on is the top part of the display case. Again, this is where the light is coming from. And I was debating if I would do like a brick design again here, but that would be too much of a hassle. I know, because the back part was already a pain. So I just decided to keep it just simple. Just have a felt paper, a light blue felt paper covering the upper part of the display case to represent the sky maybe. So again, you would just need to trace all of this onto the felt paper. Again, the top part and the bottom part are the same sizes. So you can just trace out the bottom part. And then you would be taking out 5 millimeters onto the sides, 5 millimeters onto the top part, and then you would be taking out 6 millimeters onto the front part. So you won't be covering the notches for the side panels, and the notches for the background, and the notches for the doors as well. And again, there is light under here, so we need to cut out the light shape, and I haven't figured out how to do it properly. what I do is just align everything like so and just feel around where the light is. I don't know if this is like the most stupidest way to do it, but this is how I do it. I just press around where the light is and just line up the ruler, just draw on the line, and then feel out where the shape is and just draw that on top of this. And then I would just be cutting it out so that, you know, the light would be coming through. This method has been, you know, successful at times, not successful sometimes, but this is the only way I could think of. But if I find a better way, I would inform you guys on the next video, maybe. But yeah, this is the top part of the display case. And then after doing all of that, we'll be doing all the steps and the base part of the display case. And then I'll be showing you guys the final product of this DIY project. Alright, these are the parts of the display case that we DIY'd. And as you can see, it looks so cool. And that's the goal for this display case. Let's start with the background for the display case. This took hours to put together. As you can see, I laid every brick by hand, and that took again hours, you guys. It took hours. You could use the sticker brick wall if you want to save time, but seeing the result for this project, it is so worth it. The details on this background is so cool. Besides the bricks, these are the stickers that I have decided to print out. I've tried the see-through stickers, but I printed these images, but they don't show up that much. So I just decided to print these images onto a regular sticker paper. There are some whites in there in the graffiti pictures, but it's not that much and it's not that distracting. And as you can see, it still looks so cool, you guys. The details on these took hours. I have said that a million times now, but it is so worth it, you guys. I love this. And for the next part of the display case, I know I showed you guys that I would put like a blue felt paper on this, but I decided like last minute to just put on a black felt paper instead to go with the color of the main steps and the base. But you can still use a blue felt paper for this. And as you can see, this time around, it is not that successful trying to cut out the light shape here. But this is on the top and it's not that obvious. If it's like displayed already, I'll tell myself that. But I don't know if I would try to recreate this or not. But it still looks so cute, and it would blend in with, again, the main body of the display case. So now, onto the steps and the base of this display case. This time around, these props, I did not glue them on at all. Like, all of them. You could still, like, pick them up, like so. This is the boom box that I showed you guys. This is the bicycle and this is the scooter. And I've added like a really cute trash can, a yellow trash can. It actually opens, but I made sure to not glue all of these down because the figures would have struggled if I glued these down, and there won't be like any leeway for these to be glued down. And then when I put down the figures, I just didn't want to complicate things. I just want them not glued. I could display the figures in there and then I could just insert all of these props, you know. But to show you guys what I did with the steps, this is how I did it. Again, I put on gray sand first. I put on glue first and then a gray sand first. And then I try to pour all of the gray sand out. And then while there are still some glue peeking out, I poured on black. This is to recreate that asphalt look, the unfinished asphalt roads in back alleys, in cities, and honestly here in the Philippines. But I'm so happy that it turned out this way. This is the vision that I was imagining, and I'm so surprised that it actually worked. Wow. But this is so unique from the rest of the display cases that I have created so far. And to give you guys a look at the back, this is the back and the underside. We just painted gray onto the back and the underside to make it not, stand out that much. Just thinking this look, and then there would be just random wood texture in there, wood color. It would look so out of place. So the gray on the underside and the backside really helps to blend it all in. And then for the base, this is the base. It's basically what I did with the steps, but this is quite big. There's more area for this one, and I made sure to work so fast with this one. I didn't want to put on glue and then it would dry up, and the black part won't be sticking in there. So I made sure to again work so fast with this part of the display case. But yeah, this is the display case. Let me just put it all together. I'll put the steps in here, and then I'll put all of the accessories in there as well. And then this is the background of the display case. Alright, so basically this is the look of this display case, and as you can see, it looks so cool, and I am so surprised that it turned out this good. Honestly, I keep surprising myself. This theme for a display case is so exciting. This is again my first time trying to create this kind of theme for a display case, and I've done so many firsts for this display case. The effect for the unfinished asphalt and the laying down of every brick for the background, plus the graffiti stickers on the back, and incorporating all of these props, it just brings the look of this display case all together. And as I have promised, I wanted it to look like the back alley where all of the cool kids hang around. And I guess for me, I have accomplished that. Hopefully you guys could follow all of the steps that I have provided. I tried to make it as detailed as possible. That's what I think. But if you have any questions, please put them down below, and I'm so happy to answer them. Again, this is the first part of this series of videos, and on the second part, I'll be unboxing all of the figures that I'll be putting in this display case. I am so excited for you guys to see all of the figures that I'll be putting in here. This display case looks so cool, and I promise you guys, the figures that I'll be putting in here are so cool as well. Alright, hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's video, and please don't forget to click the subscribe button and click the notification bell button so that you would be notified for future videos. Share this to all of your friends, your titos, your titas, your grandmoms, your granddads, everyone. Alright, that's it. Bye!